Wagwan vloggy. What's up, vloggy dogs? This is my third time trying to record this. After this, if it don't go through, the message is not meant to be shared. It's been a while since I've talked to y'all, since I showed my face. And I was thinking earlier in the shower, and I was like, something I did want to talk about, because I just haven't been vulnerable in a minute. I'm always vulnerable. That's the only state I really know how to exist in. But it's been a while since I really opened up and let y'all see the journey. So yeah, this is a little bit of that. I feel like right now I'm circling back to a very familiar groove, a very familiar dance. Themes of my North Node and South Node. I'm always bring it back to the astrology, because I feel like I be looking and asking for answers, and that's the way it always reveals itself. And not in a very concrete way, but these are your tools to navigate. These are the gifts that were given to you to show you where it is that you're stuck, essentially, where it is that you're going to be stuck and how to get out of it. So yeah, themes of my North Node and South Node, and also my Pluto. My North Node in the first house of self, and South Node in that opposite house, the seventh house of other and relationships. And then my Pluto also conjunct my South Node in the seventh house of relationships and other. Let me get to telling the story first, and then we'll get into the correlation. Recently, I've been dealing with a lot of old ego stories, seeking validation for sure, and seeking a place outside of myself, seeking comfort in other, wanting to be around others, using others as a crutch to navigate myself, instead of thinking I have enough of it within me to go through the motions, if you get what I'm saying. This past year, 2023, was a very isolating year, and not in a negative way. In the moment, it was very lonely. I mean, it's still lonely. It's always lonely when you enter and understand that, it's only you in this ship for real. Everything else is just reflections of what's already inside. But 2023 was just sit with yourself kind of timing. And I got very comfortable in that. I got very, very comfortable in that. And it was also 1 year for me, numerologically speaking. It was a 1 year, and then moving into this 2 year has been an interesting shift, to say the least, because I got so used to it being me and me. Trying to balance that, and okay, let me learn to share myself again has been rough. 2023 was I was holed off into a cave, if you could think in terms of the numbers. So I had my 9 year in 2022, and I posted a video about that as well, experience that I had, and it was that life cycle was being completed for real. And after that death, if you could think of caterpillars in their cocoon of the chrysalis, they are encaved in their cocoon, and that was me. After that 9 year, enter my 1 year, the caterpillar itself will literally dissolve, and from that gooey substance, it will turn into the butterfly, whatever. So the 9 year I died, the 1 year I went into my cave, I went into my cocoon, and then this 2 year, it's I'm coming out. But I don't know exactly, so don't quote me on this, but I think butterflies, right when they come out of the cocoon, they know how to fly. But for me, the nigga has been struggling, I ain't even gonna lie to you. When I came out of my cave cocoon, there was someone outside waiting for me. And this someone, I think, triggered a lot of old ego story. I know. Triggered a lot of old ego stories. And I quite literally caught myself being very eager. And outside of ego, when I look behind all the like personality and melodrama, I see like me essentially coming out the cave and like wanting to walk, and then this person comes and I kind of just like, my eyes like lingering on this person holding my hand, not like, okay, let's walk, like walk with me, let's walk together. But it's not that, and it was never that. I think he just so happened to be like walking by, and I just played very heavily into the like intrigue that I felt for this individual. So there was some phenomena that occurred that was illusions of like, we can walk this together, like I had said, holding my hand out like, okay, let's walk, like come with me. And seeing that they're not reaching out for my hand, so I'm tugging on their shirt like, hey, are you paying attention? And those stories, if we think of the South Node in the 7th house, where I've been, the lives that I've lived over and over and over and over, paying more attention to what others are doing than what I'm doing. And so, you know, I turn inward and look back at myself, and I'm like watching myself tug at the shirt. I let go. Let's move forward with that. If you don't want to come, you don't want to come. And take a step back myself energetically. I'm not too sure if I've spoken about my North Node placement on here before. I might have, I might not have, but I look at it from many different levels. It has many different faces, one being leadership, another being the conversation I'm having right now. Care more about yourself than you care more about other. Pay more attention to yourself and your feelings and your thoughts and your actions and your motivations than others' thoughts, feelings, actions, motivations. I see that and I'm like, okay. But there are other, I guess you can say, like loopholes that I might have flirted with a little bit. My triggers wanting to sort of like act out towards this individual, but not necessarily saying this is what I was going to say to the person, or this is what I was going to do, but on kind of timing of like, oh, so you don't fuck with me? Or trying to play games and tricks of like, say this person wanted to come see me, I'd be like, oh, even though I do really want to see them, I would be like, oh, I'm busy, just to like get a reaction kind of thing. So I'm watching all of this arise and I'm not playing any of it out because I'm like, that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing as hell, and I understand that that's not really me for real. It's just wounds getting rubbed and scraped against. Yeah, paying more attention to the North Node, I like take a step back energetically, but I think it's good for me to also honor the parts of me that do really care. I do like this person, and I do want this person, and I do miss this person on some level, and I cannot deny that. I need to have integrity in all of my actions, all of my niggas laughing at me. I need to have integrity for myself and not for anyone else, and honor and understand that like I can like these things without them being validated. I can like them without them being validated by someone else. So yeah, I like you even if you don't like me, and I want you even if you don't want me, and I'll miss you till I don't miss you anymore. And it don't have shit to do with you, really. It's not for me to give you and be like, do something with this, because it's mine at the end of the day. You've just given me like form to like express it. And it's a lovely thing to experience, genuinely. It's a lovely thing to experience that like twofold truth of it all. And with the Pluto in the 7th house itself, that experience, like me constantly coming in relationships and them being like transformed and like built up only to be destroyed time and time again. I wrote a post about this on my blog, my Tumblr blog. I'll put that in the link below. Also in my shop. my Pluto in my 7th house also it being retrograde as well. I'm getting very used to like the death of things, learning to let go of things and not hold on so concretely to like one shape, one face, one form. For me to constantly be put in these situations where I meet someone and I fall so deeply in love. You know, Pluto working in tandem with the South Node. I fall so deeply in love that I'm like consumed by what this other person is doing. I'm forgetting that it's really teaching me. Pluto is a wonderful teacher, and my 7th house, all these placements are in Sagittarius, the greatest teacher of all. And me, my Gemini, in the 1st house, being the greatest student of them all. Let's not forget that. But there's also like a level of putting myself first in these situations. Like I said, it's a twofold truth. I can keep going back and forth. Honor myself and my feelings. I love you even if you do not love me. Value myself. I will not pursue what's not pursuing me. And I will not reach out for things that are not reaching out for me. I will not seek things that are not seeking me. I don't care about being validated by anyone else other than me. So if I'm coming to you saying, hey, I want you, and you don't want me back, I'm gonna be like, lovely. If I say I want you and you do want me back, lovely. But no matter what, I'm going to honor that feeling, and I'm going to keep it for myself, and I'm going to sit in it, I'm going to relish in it, I'm going to bathe in it, I'm going to drink it. And whether you want to sit in that shit with me is your choice. Yeah. So yeah, that's where I've been, catering to myself in every way possible. Not just in relationships. I mean, everything. I have a relationship with everything. So not just relationships with people, but relationships with my work, relationships with my food, relationships with the trees, relationships with my books, relationships with my toes, relationships with my nose. I'm loving on me more, and although it is very painful, I've come to learn niggas is a little bit of a sadomasochist, and I find a lot of pleasure in the pain. I find a lot of pleasure in being of service to myself, and myself isn't everything. So the work I don't mind, even when I am minding it heavy, and I'm on the floor like, I'm okay with it, because there's reason for all of it, and it's lovely. See, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I appreciate and love and care, and I hope you are aware, and I hope you meet me there